So today, I want to show you how to make some chainmail. If you don't want to watch this, you could skip ahead right here, but otherwise, the tools are as follows. Needle nose pliers, bolt cutters, 2 pair of pliers, wire cutters, a pair of gloves, a drill, and a bin. To make these so-called loops, we are going to need a 16 gauge galvanized anchor wire, as they call it at the store. You can buy this at any local improvement store. Next, we're going to need a 1/4 inch steel rod, or wire as they call it for some reason. You only need a foot, but it comes with 4 usually, so you're going to have a bit of excess. You're going to need a bit of 2x4 for the base, and 4 3-inch long screws to connect the base together. The base for this is practically a squared out U with the following dimensions. On each side there's a screw, ignore this one, it's this one. You need to have a 5/16 drill bit. For this is for the metal rod. And on the metal rod, I suggest an 1/8 inch drill bit, 4 inches along in, metal drill bit of course. So that way when you put it in here, you can attach the galvanized wire, 16 gauge, on the rod and coil it very easily. To coil, all you have to do is add a bit of a fish hook at the end of the wire, stick it inside the rod, and for this step I suggest using the gloves to prevent any burns in your hand, and then just coil. As you can see, it could be either wide gaps or it could be very close together. It doesn't really matter as long as you cut it appropriately. And at the ends, you normally should snip here and here, this being all the way here normally, because I don't have enough wire. The next step, you gotta take your reels of wire, the ones you made yourself, and snip them with the bolt cutter. It's easiest to do this in a straight line, so you get constant, equal-sized rings. This next step is more of a really optional one. You do this in order to straighten out the rings. It makes it easier to put them on together, and it really speeds up time. All you have to do is take them and bend it over a little bit, and then pull apart, so that way there's enough space for another ring to be put on it. And then when you're done, when you put it into a form like this, all you have to do is just clamp it on the back. This next step is considerably the hardest because you have to individually weave the rings together as such. On each ring you have to have 4. This pattern is called I think it's like the European 4 ring or something. Pretty obvious name. But after you crimp them, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so you have your 4 rings inside of 1 ring, and the way you position them at first to help is basically just like that, in that pattern. And all you have to do is take one of your rings from down here, put it into the upper 2, and voila. You take your pliers and then you squeeze it together. Okay. Now, this confused me at first because I let go of it and I let it just hang around and it did this weird, like, I don't know, it messed it up, that's all I know. did this. There you go. And all you have to do to get out of that is just flip it around like that. I found it easiest is to do this 2 rows at a time, not to add on to big sheets like this individually, but to make a row like this, 2 by 1 by 2 basically, and then basically just make it 50 long, that's what this is, and then add them on to each other. All you have to do is go back and forth between 1 and 2, and then you can just continue on like that until you have a large bunch. I'll use these all up. Okay, this is the last step. This is how you combine multiple strands together to make a big piece, much like this. What you have to do is kind of easy, but you have to have them aligned the same way, because you can kind of see the angle. Once you see it, you'll get it. But you put them together, you get your ring, and you just put it through the 2 before the ends, and then the 2 at the end. You kind of see the pattern after a while because it emerges quite clearly. I think I got it there. Then you take the pliers, just grip it on, or squeeze it in, whatever you want to say. And there you go. Notice how they're connected completely? That's how you do it. All you have to do is just continue. There. Then it's finished. Good luck. If you have any questions or any help, I'll be in the comment section down below. So I'll be ask away. And any information about where I got the idea and supplies, tools in the description. Like, favorite, and subscribe.